The following program is a part of Black Squirrel Entertainment.
This week, we are judged by a jury of our guppies.
Hopefully, it's not fatal.
All Systems Go starts right now. Greetings, and welcome back to another episode of All Systems Go, the only show that compares the same Spider-Man costume 9 times. I'm Spectacular Tyler.
And I'm Ultimate Joe. Let's get started. Leaks in gaming happen. It's about as common as EA putting transactions in their games. However, Ubisoft got slapped awake when Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked online on the 23rd. Now, it wasn't just developer screenshots or even the entire story. No, it was the entire game that got leaked. This wasn't just digitally, as entire physical releases were being sold before the March 20th release date, with the game even being streamed on Twitch. Ubisoft responded to the leaks on the official Assassin's Creed subreddit, stating, quote, "Leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you not to spoil the experience for others. Thank you to our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers," end quote.
Yakko and Wacko have made a powerless nemesis this week. Warner Bros. Games has announced the shutdown of 3 studios, those studios of course being Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and WB Games San Diego. Due to these closures, they've also scrapped several projects, including a Wonder Woman game being written by Gail Simone, the longest-running female writer for the Wonder Woman title, and one of my personal favorite authors. This action continues WB's policy of kneecapping every single DC property that isn't directly tied to Batman. In a leaked email, executive JB Perrette cited a disappointing 2024 for the major reason behind the closures. They then went on to say that WB Games will be focusing mainly on a few major franchises, citing Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC Comics, but not Wonder Woman, I guess.
For all generative AI users out there, please remember that hands have 5 appendages. Although with your laziness, I'm assuming you had to have ChatGPT tell you that. Black Ops 6 developer Activision had finally admitted that some of the in-game items used generative AI, such as loading screens in paid bundles, that you pay with money. Fans called on Activision to disclose the use of generative AI, and with Steam's new rules regarding AI, Activision added a vague statement to COD's Steam page mentioning that it uses AI to create assets. Also, to remind you that last year Microsoft, who owns Activision, cut 1,900 members of its gaming staff from the workforce. But hey, that's the power of a billion-dollar business, I guess.
Billionaire Funko Pop trafficker and CEO of GameStop, Ryan Cohen, has decided to discontinue operations in Canada and France, announcing on Twitter, and I quote, "Email m&a@gamestop.com if you're interested in buying GameStop Canada or Micromania France. High taxes, liberalism, socialism, progressivism, wokeness, and DEI included at no additional cost if you buy today." This shutdown is similar to other regional closings. In 2023, GameStop terminated its tenure in Ireland, Austria, and Switzerland. Must have been slippery bootstraps. My only hope is that if we keep making things woke, someday soon, possibly in our lifetime, Funko Pops will become a thing of the past.
For the story, we're shifting away from games to talk about the Short Sweet Film Festival that's going on right now. The purpose of this festival is to highlight filmmakers from Northeast Ohio, which includes student filmmakers from Kent State University. Different categories include the Student Filmmakers Program, Local Filmmakers Night, International Film Program, and more that occur until March 2nd. However, the festival is also bringing the first annual Game Fest, which includes games such as Away in Graphical Limbo, Barely Fluent, Captain Chinstrap and the Lost Loot, and more. For more information about the festival and to purchase tickets, you can visit the website at shortsweetfilmfest.com.
Hey gamers, some good news from Kent State's esports teams. The Overwatch 2 team knuckle-dragged Northern Kentucky University this week, winning 3-0. They then went on to do the same 2 days later to Akron with an identical score. Kent State's Overwatch team is 6th in the rankings, with Miami ahead in 5th and OU in 7th. Kent State's League of Legends team, however, did their best, but unfortunately lost to Buffalo 1-2 in round 8. But in round 9, Ball State beat them 0-2. Kent's league team is 7th in standing, with Northern Illinois in 6th and Western Michigan in 8th. You can't expect to win them all. After the break, we're getting fatal and furious on some betas.
I thought we weren't going to mention my Tumblr past. All systems go. We'll be right back. What is wrong with you?
Don't do that. After 26 long years, it's time for Zach to unleash his beta fury.
Alright, all systems go. I, Zach Ald, have returned to talk about yet another fighting game, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. I have my friend Nameless Echo here, who is hilariously also named Zach.
Howdy doody.
We're going to take you for a ride through what this beta has to offer. Let's do this.
Gonna take you for a ride. Try to keep up, alright? Farewell.
Alright. So, I guess initially I was going to start off with moves. That was the plan. But I also do want to talk about the characters in this game real quick, because they are pretty cool. We got Rock, who's kind of like the protagonist, and Vox Reaper, who's like kind of one of the antagonists, and they're both pretty sick, and you'll get to see more of their like personality through moves as we continue here. But just to talk
They're
about
essentially
moves.
two sides of a blade.
What are you talking about?
You're the student of the main good guy, and I'm the student of the main bad guy.
That's actually really good. You're a genius. Moves. So we've got basic special moves, what you would expect from a fighting game. We've got stuff like projectiles, good anti-airs. We've got some other random stuff. Good elbows, you know. Just fun stuff. But the big thing with special moves in this game is you can press the heavy and light at the same time and get these EX, or whatever they're called in this game, maybe Rev. And you can string them into each other. So to show you, here, let me...
Burn to ash! Here! Turn to dust! Out of my way!
Crazy cool looking stuff in this game. Alright, let me see what I can do. I messed it up! So SPG is another important system mechanic in this game. So as you can see, it's at the beginning of my health bar and at the middle of his. You can also have it at the end. And it gives you this Rev Blow, which is a pretty like useful armored attack. And it also gives you access to an extra super, which is pretty cool. Here, do you want to... Here, I'll do it, and then you try to react.
Go for it.
Bop.
Yeah.
You get a whole combo if you end up doing it at the same time, which is pretty cool. And you get a ton of damage, as you can see. Then there's a bunch of defensive mechanics in this game. So there's like just blocking, which I 100% will not be able to show you. There's this like Rev Guard, and off of every knockdown, I think I heard there was 5 different situations you can have. Oh my god, he's a god.
There's a just defense.
There's a just defense. So there's a bunch of different situations off of a knockdown, all this crazy stuff. We're not gonna go into it. A big thing for the beta, obviously, is online. That is pretty much the only function of it. And I mean, obviously, that's all it's supposed to be. There's no practice mode or anything, which I think is fine. You just get to go in and kind of mess around, play some ranked, play some online with your friends, whatever. And I've had a pretty good experience with it so far. I've been able to find matches pretty quickly. At least on console. I think I've heard some people on PC having issues with it. Although there's crossplay, so I don't know exactly how that would work. But in connection-wise, we're living across the country from each other, and we're having an alright connection. So I can't imagine it's
I'm a Cali
terrible.
boy.
And then, just overall, I would say solid beta. I enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. I'm clocking like 10 hours on this game already, and we're on day 2. So overall,
this game's spectacular.
This is solid. Beautiful.
After the break, Eric's Guppy Tank talks Nicktoons. All systems go. We'll be right back.
Hey paisanos, it's me, your favorite Supreme Demon King Guppy Lord Eric, hosting another segment of Guppy Tank. What is Guppy Tank, you ask? Well, it's a segment where our contestants come up with a pitch, an idea, to me and my co-miner Guppy Lords, Cam and Tyler. The contestants will have 1 minute, and a sound will play when their time is up. Whoever's idea is the best wins. Today's challenge is creating a fake Nickelodeon crossover game in the style of the old Nicktoons Unite video games. Let's get this started with our first contestant, Zach.
Howdy doody. First of all, I would like to say I have the Rock Tower jacket on because I'm just the coolest man to ever exist. But
We'll be the judge of that.
is the thing? Do we have? Okay. Well, my thing is we got the Penguins of Madagascar, except Shredder is actually like the villain here, and
Kowalski solos.
yeah. So I was gonna make them like the Ninja Turtles, but they are the AAHP, also known as the Adult Action Hero Penguins.
That's fun.
You got 30 more seconds on this.
Any questions?
Oh, there it is.
I'm actually kind of sold.
Yeah, I'm super sold on the picture, actually.
This is something I can see fully. I'm not gonna lie. You got me on this one.
Shredder boss fight, hardest thing in the world. Never gonna beat it as a kid, but you come back as an adult, you got that.
All right.
I don't think they stand a chance.
Is Casey Jones in it?
What?
Is Casey Jones in it?
Otter, I imagine.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
You're automatically in first place until further notice.
They're the first one.
All right, next up. Our next contestant, David, what do you got for us?
Jenny helped me create a snapshot of where Jimmy Neutron and SpongeBob have a crossover like the style of Donkey Kong Country because Neutron's hair looks like Donkey Kong's, right?
I noticed that.
And which means
I can see it.
Yeah.
also there like robots that are like function as enemies that they would have to beat. Also Plankton's there. What do you think?
I'm liking the mix.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
There's not enough games like the old Donkey Kong Country anymore.
I like the mix of guys. Like Plankton is just the.
Oh, dude,
that's cool.
Is that the Planet Sheen monkey?
I've never been more
That's awesome.
sold.
Oh yeah.
You're first place until further notice.
Listen, you can't just repeat what I say.
Okay.
Well, I meant it, so
So
I love it.
I'm sold. Yeah.
This is the best thing.
Demo not available.
is it
Pretty
my
good.
Demo not available was awesome.
Anything else? Any other information we should know?
okay? Shall I go now?
All right. Yeah. Next up, we have Brian.
What's up, guys? Hey, Jenny, guess what? You're gonna be in this one. So I decided to do.
What does that mean?
That's what it means.
Does Timmy have a gun?
My life as a
Okay, like
teenager.
Jenny, like
My
XJ9.
robotic life as a
Yes,
teenager.
I understand.
get it.
Hang on,
It's-
does Timmy have a... They all have guns,
That's
okay.
what the robot's name. Jenny.
Yeah, I know. Timmy has a gun. all the Ninja Turtles
Brian,
have
continue.
guns.
I'm sorry. We're cutting off your expectation.
No, you're fine. I decided to make it like a crossover because when I was growing up, obviously, my life as a teenager and Timmy Turner were the big ones in Fairly Odd Parents. Then when you get to the newer versions, you have Loud House, which is why Luna's up there. And then I decided to bring in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I watched that growing up. So, yeah, talk about a crossover. We got retro versus new. Yay!
Is there any story here or?
Oh, yeah, the meteor's coming in. See that little black piece behind Donnie? That's supposed to be the black hole. But it was also...
How are they fighting a black hole?
Sorry, we're already out of time. Next person. Coleman.
All right, y'all. So, for my game here, I have an ambitious crossover introducing Nicktoons Annihilation. The premise here is that all the villains from the previous Nickelodeon crossover saga games are back. So that means all 4 villains from Unite, Magu from Volcano Island, all the robots from Attack of the Toybots, and Globius Maximus from Globs of Doom are all back, and they're creating an unstoppable alliance to overrule the Nicktoons multiverse to where not even Jimmy Neutron's tech or SpongeBob's Toon Force is powerful enough to stop them. So how are they ever going to face such a colossal Magnus? One character, and you might be able to recognize her from the silhouette. Dora the Explorer. Now, why Dora? Now, my argument for that is because Dora has geographical omniscience with her map, and her backpack will help her get anything she needs to face on these villains, and her magical blue arrow will allow her to force the audience into doing whatever she wants. So her swiper no swiping could easily be a Magu no swiping or Magu no existing.
You already kind of sold us. It was like the last one, but way cooler and better.
Yeah, does Diego factor in at all? I'm noticing an
that's my case.
Yeah.
Dora's OP.
Thank you, Colvin.
All right.
Next up, we have Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
Hello, Sophia.
Hi, guys. I have Nicktoons, Escape from Mr. Meaty. If you don't know what Mr. Meaty is, it's a Canadian children's show that is so terrifying that it freaked me out as a kid. Big time. The entire premise of this game is that all of the characters are in a platformer. I'm thinking a platformer game instead of a co-op fighting game, where they are quite literally just trying to escape the restaurant set because it is so scary and they deal with so much freaky stuff that like it's absolutely impossible for me to watch a single episode. So why not make it into a game and make it a little bit more palpable? Thoughts?
I've never heard of Mr. Meaty before.
I respect.
You've never heard of Mr. Meaty before?
On YouTube, easy. Watch
Mr. Meaty is so scary.
I respect.
I don't like it.
So nasty.
So what do you think?
I love it.
I like
You're
the
in first
idea.
place.
Yes.
All right. Our next contestant, the other Sonato, Vinny.
Okay, so I definitely misunderstood the assignment. This is a Nicktoons game. Jimmy 2, Power Hour, the search for 10K. Kent State University loses $10,000 of funds, and Jimmy Neutron is tasked by the FBI to try and investigate why. He teams up with his interdimensional friend, Timmy Turner. Join them as they uncover the mystery of this very mysteriously looking man.
10,000 feels a little low for Kent State.
Yeah.
I'm going based off what I know. This is Vance Boyles with Michael Keaton. I just want to point that out. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna win. I just wanted to do this.
Dude, you might. If I'm
Yeah,
being
you're in
real,
first
like,
place
search
now.
for-
Let's go, baby.
You're in first place now.
Search for 10K is
Recency
pretty
bias.
good.
We love
It's so
to see
good. It's the Victor Todd Doom of this season.
Why can't Timmy just wish for the buddy?
Because it's
Because
against
that's
the
not
rules.
fun.
You're
I'm
right.
a fool.
It's against the rules.
It's against the rules, man. I also wanted to be like Cloak and Dagger, where you can switch between Timmy and Jimmy with like a push of a button.
This is gonna like actually sell it a lot for me. Which one's Cloak? Which one's Dagger?
obvious,
Timmy
isn't
is Cloak, Jimmy's Dagger.
Okay. All right.
Away.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
We'll talk amongst ourselves for a brief moment. I feel like
I'm still not over it.
Yeah.
Only other person I've ever seen who has seen Mr. Meaty.
recency bias is kind of crazy though, because that search for 10K is already has my heart.
Search for $10,000 is so
I'm still a
funny.
big fan of the Donkey Kong one.
I don't
The
want to.
Donkey Kong one's really cool.
I don't want
too.
to sell Zach just yet though, because that was a pretty good opener.
Yeah.
That's true.
He had that was solid, and Coleman was.
I don't think the Turtles have it in them. I'm sorry. I just don't believe.
Coleman-
Maybe Rico, but like he's never clutched a win on his own.
One, don't dog my boy Skipper, but
Yeah.
also Coleman had everything. Coleman had the essence of what this
That's
is.
true. He did. He had a whole Avengers Infinity War, complete with every single character on the poster, just cluttering the space.
The door reveal, amazing. I got to admit, spectacular.
I saw El Tigre in the bottom left corner, and that is the best part of it for me.
All right, what are we thinking for our kind of what's the one?
I vote The Hunt for 10,000.
I want to too because it made me laugh a lot.
You might be outvoted because the one for 10,000 is looking like mine too.
Yeah. I don't know. It was really funny.
All right then, Vinny, a winner is you.
10,000 votes.
You get
All for
$10,000.
you.
After the break, things are gonna get a little sticky, as we have a certain video about a certain wall-crawling menace. All systems go. We'll be right back.
Coming right up, Brody reminds us anyone can wear the mask, and then compare those masks after.
Greetings, true believers. To celebrate the recent wrap-up of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's first season, I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and give my personal ratings for every animated iteration of the Webhead's classic Red and Blues. To keep it simple, I want to limit it to just his solo series, so none of his guest appearances on other shows, which might end up being included in an extended cut or even be its own separate video. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Starting with the original 60s show, I give the suit a 7 out of 10. It's got the basic look down and isn't a bad representation of the Ditko suit, it just needs to fill in the webs on the chest and arms. Other than that, it's not bad at all. Simple, but works. This one's kinda cheating since it's technically 2 shows that aired at the same time, one's a spin-off of the other, so it makes sense. Anyways, 10 out of 10. It looks like it walked right off the pages of a book drawn by John Romita Sr., all the webs are there, the front logo is right from the comics, it's amazing. Very accurate rendition of the classic suit, indeed. Bust out the guitars, we're going back to the 90s with another 10 out of 10 suit. This is where we start getting into more unique interpretations of the classic suit that aren't ripped straight from the comics. The shades of red and blue look good, the block web pattern is solid, and the lenses have a bit of a unique shape to them. It's familiar yet different all around. I like it. Okay, now before anyone goes stringing me up by my webs, yes, there was a classic suit in this show. It's in both the pilot and the title sequence for the show, so technically it counts, despite not being the main suit he has for the rest of the show. I give this one a solid 9 or 10 out of 10. It does something new with having the base be black with blue shading, which was becoming a common design choice when drawing Spidey in the books. I actually like the inclusion of the web wings as part of the main look, which isn't done too often with these classic suits. I'm torn on the yellow lenses though, which randomly are colored white in some frames it's in. All in all, it's a really good suit that I wish got a little more spotlight in the show and in other media. For this suit, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I love the Raimi movie design, don't get me wrong, but the proportions of the character model is what's throwing me off here. There really isn't much to add since it turns into a critique of a completely different suit from the movies. I do wish the black lines on the suit weren't reflective, it kinda makes it harder to appreciate the suit in some scenes, but overall, like, it's still solid. I mean, it's just the Raimi suit, but animated.
Yoo-hoo! Excuse me, can I come in this way, or do I have to break my own window?
Spider-Man, your timing is impeccable.
This is a 10 out of 10. Call me biased all you want, but I love everything about the suit. The colors are solid, the webs, while not as detailed or as intricate, are still very well done and suit the art style of the show. The lenses aren't solid white, but are slightly yellowed, which works a lot better than you'd think. The web wings make a return and help give the suit a unique visual identity. The chest emblem being blocky isn't a problem since it kinda goes with the blockier art style. It's perfect for what it is and the time it came out. This one's another 7 out of 10. I'm not a fan of the lack of connecting red sleeves, but other than that, it's just kinda okay. There's nothing particular that stands out about it. I wish the chest logo was a little more interesting and not as generic spider-shaped PNG looking, if that makes sense. It could be a bit brighter too, but overall it's not terrible, just kinda plain compared to what came before.
Hold it right there! Let's see how you do against new and improved Spidey!
This one's a 6 out of 10 for me. The colors are too flat, there's not enough vibrance in the suit. The boot pattern, while different, doesn't really make sense to have that red part going up the outer leg. I also don't like the weird segmented belt thing going on. The logos aren't anything to write home about either, same goes for the lenses. It just seems like it's trying to be unnecessarily different while being a step away from being familiar. So, I really don't know what else to say. Now look, I don't want to rag on this one too much since it's a show meant for a very young audience, but in terms of designing a classic Spidey suit, the show gets a solid 7. It's simple in its web pattern, but also has bright colors and looks like a straightforward iteration of the classic suit. Like, surprisingly, a show meant for toddlers managed to get it right. Which is actually high praise when you think about it. But overall, it's not bad. It's simple, but not bad. Now we have the most recent addition to the roster. I give it an 8. Everything about the suit is fine for the most part. It has a Ditko and Romita feel to it, and also has the staple MCU lenses that move like a camera lens. The only thing that keeps it from being nearly perfect is the logos. The front and back logos shouldn't be the same. That's just a cardinal rule with Spider-Man suits. They really should have gone full Ditko Romita and used the 60s chest logo like they did on the original Civil War movie suit as an homage to that unused look. Overall, it's not a bad design compared to other recent Spidey suits. And that's really all I got. I rated every single one of these suits and gave my honest opinion. Can there be debates over which ones are better or worse, or deserved better or worse? Sure there can. Could I have made this video 30 minutes long and go into more specific in-depth detail? Absolutely, but I really didn't have the time for that. I might commit to rating the other animated classic suits from other shows at a later time. I'll catch y'all later.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode of All Systems Go.
Follow our Instagram for some fun behind-the-scenes content, our YouTube for past episodes, and our TikTok, just for funsies. All Systems Go, signing off.